So I realized that I haven't filmed my trying to conceive journey chronicles in a couple of days. I think it's been. So I'm going to continue on because I talked to my sister in law and she actually helped me remember some things. So my sister in law stayed with me the first night, the first 2 nights. She even had pictures and a video of me sleeping because she wanted to show my husband that I actually went to sleep. And I know that she left to go to work because there were times where people would come visit and she wasn't there. My husband would come, and she would go to work, and I believe my kids were at the house with my dad. And so, like I said, I was stuck in a crappy little room that felt like a closet. And my I was still angry, obviously, and hurt. The doctor who was supposed to be my doctor and do the actual C-section came into the room, the one I'm mad at. And he's apologizing. He's like, I don't know what happened. Everything looked good. And I said to him in an attitude like, oh, so if I get pregnant again, that time I'll go see a specialist? And he said, yes, but I know he can sense my anger towards him. So again, he apologized and said, sorry for your loss. And he left. My stepfather called and they would bring her in the room, and my husband and I, even my sister-in-law, got to hold her. I got to sing to her like I do all my children when they're that small. They already had her dressed in a pretty outfit, and he sang happy birthday to her, and then he had to get off the phone because he was getting emotional. As I mentioned before, my uncle called me saying he would talk to my mom because it was during COVID and that he would pay for her airline ticket to come see me. But then he never called her. So he basically lied to me. So that pissed me off, and it pissed her off because when I had the conversation with her, she's like, he never called me. Then my aunt sent me this beautiful song, which made me cry in the bathroom. But I love the song, and it was very sweet. I don't know who sings it. She sent it to me again, like last year, and it's in my phone somewhere. But it was such a beautiful song. And the nurses are still coming in. They're checking my incision, checking my blood pressure because it's still high, and they can't let me go without my blood pressure being at a good pace, as well as actually having a bowel movement. And whenever she come, they bring my daughter in, I spend time with her, but I can't keep her in the room long because this is TMI and this is even hard to say. But like fluid will start coming out of her nose. So, and she was so cold. But she was so cute, obviously. And they had her in a really nice like hat and dress. And I think like the second day, one of the counselors came in, and she's like, "Oh, well, we could have a photographer come and take pictures of you and your husband with your daughter. We can also do like still give you footprints." And she's like, "I know this is the hardest thing to discuss, but like funeral arrangements." And I appreciate that woman so much because she made it very easy for me because she contacted people for me and she gave me their information. And I said I wanted to do a photo shoot, and they were going to bring some new clothes for her to have on for the pictures. And my sister-in-law had a friend who worked or knew people at that company. So when they didn't bring me anything. So my sister-in-law, she does not play. and she wasn't going to play about her niece either. So she called her friend and they took care of it and they brought more stuff. And then I ended up not wanting to take the clothes off she had because the nurses were like trying to prepare me. And I'm like, I don't think if like the clothes got stuck or any of that stuff, I can't. So I decided to keep the dress that she had on. And the photographer took pictures of her, of me and my husband. Now my husband is a photographer too, but obviously I wanted him the pictures. And my husband took pictures and I loved having that moment with her. And then she had to go back and there's this I'm like in the room miserable, and my sister-in-law is trying to make sure, like I said, that I'm sleeping, that I'm eating, that I'm not going crazy. That she comes when she's done, like at night, she comes at night, and her and my husband will switch off. And yeah, then comes, there's even more drama that happens, you guys, and it makes me angry to this day, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for having patience and listening to this story. I know sometimes a lot of times I go over the 3 minutes, but it was a lot. And I will continue tomorrow. Thank you guys.